Oh, there you go. Look, everyone's geared up. Everyone's made an effort apart from you two boys.
All right, there you go.
I can't today, mate. If we'd have won, maybe.
You're embarrassed.
Yeah.
Vintage Steven Gerrard. Aguero!
Right then, boys, let's make a start, shall we?
Go for it.
Right then, top boys, week 1. We've got Paul with Anthony. Give us a little wave, boys.
Well, hey.
Yeah. Liverpool here, mate, all the way. Happy
Right.
days.
I think the best place to start then is with Dino and Tottenham Hotspur. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Come on, Dean. Let it rip.
Right, go on then, mate. What you got to say about today?
Mate, it was shocking. What can I say about it? You all watched it. That was the worst performance I've seen in at least 6 years, 90 minutes wise. We've had crap performances before for like 60, 70 minutes and we kick in. That was nothing. We had nothing. Our new signings looked out of place. Everyone looked unfit. Dele Alli, like I said, he lost the ball 23 times in the first half. Like, Woody, ain't being funny. Like, I'll use you as an example. You 10 years ago, against Dele Alli, would you be scared in any way? He's got no pace.
Mate,
He's got no strength.
Now, Dean, let alone 10 fucking years
That's
ago.
what I'm saying. Has he got any pace? No. Has he got any strength? No. Is he technically, like, good with the ball, like Pirlo? No. What does he bring? He's rubbish.
Yeah,
okay, the whole team was rubbish as well.
Dean, you're saying that in a state of form that he's well out of form. He has got
Mate, I've been
technical
saying
ability.
this.
He
Ask
has
Stephen
got
Kenny. I've been saying this for the last two. I've been saying it for the last 2 years with Dele Alli. I don't know how he's made it.
He's
Oh,
got
right. Listen, I've never liked Dele Alli. I've never rated him.
No.
Now he's got a fucking moustache on his face. He's even worse.
Yeah. And like I said to you guys last week, we're missing a centre mid, an Ericsson, a De Bruyne. And look, you can see that today we've got nothing. Harry Winks every time going backwards. Simple ball. Anyone can do that.
Yeah,
Anyone can do that.
Very
I
safe
think it's just
Harry
that thing. I think it's a collective from the team. If you watch the team, they run out of ideas in about 5 seconds. You have the ball, you make 2 or 3 passes, and everyone's going.
That's not tactics for Mourinho. I don't know. It just looks. I don't know. It just looks.
The thing is, first half, you were the better team. You were slightly. They weren't
Still
right in
shocking.
it.
But we were still bad.
But you were slightly the better team. But then into the second half, Ancelotti isn't the one that changed things around to try and get on top. Mourinho's the one that changed things, and it fucked him up.
But I think fair play to that. Because I said at half time, Dele Alli's shit needs to come off, and he did it. And I thought fair play. Do you know what I mean? He's got the balls to do it. Do you know what I mean? Who else would take Dele Alli off an Englishman at half time? At least he's got the balls to do it. But
What I'm saying is, if he'd have stayed where he was and kept playing the way you were for the last 45 minutes, you might have edged that game. I think if that game, the first half played on for 90 minutes, you would have won that maybe 1-0. You had the better chances.
Too many changes too early.
yeah, maybe. But it's just bad. It looked bad. It looked terrible.
What did you reckon to?
Did you ever notice, like, when some, like, boxers or whatever lose a bit of the grit, they lose what they say in, like, Rocky, the eye of the tiger sort of thing? He feels like he's lost a bit of his grit. And he used to be kind of a mean bastard, you know what I mean? He'd get in your face. Dele Alli used to have a bit of anger about it.
I know, he's so weak.
A little bit like Rooney did. And he wasn't as good. He just let it out every now and then. But at the beginning, he was so, like, raw. He had that fight about him. Everything was like, if I don't win, I'm going to bully you to win.
You know, I think that was a major part of his game. That was a major part of his game, and not having that now, or he's sulking. I mean, he don't get the ball, or he don't win a tackle, and
Yeah,
he can't go back to just relying on his footballing ability, can he, Dele Alli? Because he's not. He's not going to team that are trying to break top six.
He's got nothing. I watched the game today. He's falling over his own feet. He can't control it. People are tackling him easy, just out strengthen him easy.
All I will say about Dele Alli is, though, it is his first game back. In months, because he was out.
But like I said, all these cracks have come from when Moussa Dembele went a year ago. Like, everything's just happened from there, because he was doing all the work. No one would get past him. He was strong. He was power. Now he's gone. It's just all gone downhill.
Where did he go?
China.
He go to China, did he? What a
He was
prick.
forced out.
That's because we're tight.
He was forced out, weren't he? Because it was a transfer fee. I think there was like £14 million. I don't know. It was saying he probably would have stayed, but I think it was a transfer fee. You know what Levy's like?
Mate, 14 million. He was the best.
There was a transfer. I think it was a transfer fee. That's what I believe. There was a transfer fee because I think he was like it was out of nowhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, well out of nowhere.
He was a good player, so underrated.
Yeah,
every one of us would have taken Dembele.
Yeah,
Every one of us.
Amazing.
I've ever seen you get knocked. You couldn't take that man off the ball when he was on it.
Yeah.
I was looking at centre mid today, and you've got Højbjerg and you've got.
I like Højbjerg though.
Harry Winks, yeah, but they all just go back. They just go sideways or back. There's no, and then Dele Alli in front. He's not a De Bruyne. He's not a Eriksen. He's not somebody who can keep the ball. We're not keeping the ball. Look at the possession today. 20% possession the whole game, and they had like 80%.
Someone like Sissoko in there though.
Yeah, that's what he tried, didn't he? Second half, but again, he's a spastic with the ball. He can't. He's not a ball player. He's not.
He's a ball winner.
He's hot and cold though, isn't he, Sissoko? He can have a game against United and be like the best player on the pitch, and then the next 6 games he doesn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I'd say the difference. The big difference is with you lot is the rest of our teams have got that at least one geezer that you can turn to when you are playing shit. You haven't got that. You've got Harry Kane. He's your superstar. For me, he doesn't get in the other fucking sides here. He doesn't. He's like, I'd see what he reminds me of. You know them. You know if you're practicing playing tennis by yourself and you've got that machine that just fucking plows out tennis balls, right? That's him. It's all well and good if he's got the ball at his feet and he's got a bit of space. He's got a rocket. He can play a decent ball. But if you ask him to go and get involved and fucking claw back a game for you or make a go, he can't do it. He's not good enough for me, man.
I've always said with Harry Kane in big games, you don't see him anyway. Do you know what I mean? I've said
since when is at home to Everton? All right, they've made some good signings. But since when is at home to Everton a big game where you need to rely on your superstars?
We haven't lost Everton in 10 years. We beat him every time. We're their bogey team. Do you know what I mean? I'll put a bet on us to win at least 2-0.
I think the commentary people said that was the first time since David Moyes, wasn't it? Since
And I've been looking forward to this, like you boys have been and will be. I've been looking forward to it for ages, and now I'm just thinking, no top 4, the season's done. I'm just thinking, we're done now. Look at that. That's rubbish. Rubbish.
The first game. Fucking hell, come on.
Yeah, first game, mate. I'm thinking we're finishing 10th, 11th.
Tottenham are back. Tottenham are back.
We need 1 or 2 signings. We need a centre mid, a good centre mid who can play football.
Yeah,
good centre
mid. You're going to spend it though. That's the thing.
No, that's the thing. You know what I mean?
You need a second striker at least because if Harry Kane's injured, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mourinho knows how to buy his player. He knows good players when he sees them. He's made some duff ones, but he does know. He knows his shit. He's fucking scouting staff are decent. Why? I don't know why you haven't signed more players. To be honest with you,
Woody, I hope you're right because them tactics today looked a bit fucked. Them tactics were all over the shop in the last 20 minutes. People playing everywhere. There was no centre mid. It was fucked.
Is Birdwine or a winger?
Who?
Birdwine. Is it Birdwine?
He can play both, but I think he can play anywhere beyond the front line. But he does predominantly play as the striker, doesn't he?
Because you'll probably get more from him. Because to be fair, he came in January, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he looked all right. Like obviously he's still United, I think.
City.
Yeah, but yeah, he looked all right. But then he might be, he might be someone. But the thing I don't get about Spurs, they always say we need squad players. We don't need anyone in our first 11. I'm like to push Harry Kane. Harry Kane probably needs competition.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're going to go and buy someone like 50, 60 million because clearly Spurs ain't got that money to spend. But you need to have competition. Look at Man United. They don't just go, right, Martial, you're the number 1. There's Rashford. There's Greenwood, the old balloon boy.
You have to keep people on their toes.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, look at Aguero at City. Aguero gets dropped. I mean, they don't have a replacement, but he gets dropped, doesn't he? He gets moved. He knows.
Is actually a fair enough second striker.
Yeah.
Or let's say if Aguero gets dropped, sometimes Raheem Sterling gets put forward.
Yeah.
With goals behind them that they can prove it.
What I said. What about Everton though, Dean?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They look good. Them 3 centre mids that they signed, they looked amazing.
I just think they looked organised. I mean, Ancelotti, I rate Ancelotti as a manager.
That's what I mean. That Allen that come in today, for example. Someone like that. Why didn't we get someone like that? Why are Everton doing it and we're not? I just don't get it. It's just
because
shit.
Ancelotti's there. That's why. Yeah. That's why most of them people come because of Ancelotti.
They wouldn't sign James, would they? James wouldn't have gone there, would he?
No, not a chance. But I mean,
Well, if he did, it would
Mourinho.
have been a lot more money, wouldn't it? He'd have been like stupidly ridiculous wages otherwise.
I think
Yeah.
they're so desperate to get rid of him the last few years, and he's so injury prone.
Yeah.
I mean, his accolades as a player are fucking brilliant, but
Yeah,
he's only
yeah.
played little bits in each of them season-winning things or them cups. Like, I think his record for like Madrid was something stupid, like 30-something games. I'm thinking, Jesus, like, how have you played so little?
Yeah. He got like 8 league titles.
Yeah, but like, how much is he paid in the 8 league? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like a false bloody trophy cabinet, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how can Mourinho not attract fucking good players to come and want to
I'm
play?
saying, I don't get it. Look at Everton.
Tottenham have now.
Right, the new signings then, Dino. What did you reckon to... See, I thought Doherty was all right. I thought he was one of your better players, to be honest with you.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Rubbish, both of them. Absolutely fucking rubbish. Both of them.
So you didn't see any good work out of him?
Trust me now, we could sign Messi and we'd make him look fucking shit. I'm telling you. We come to our team, you're fucked. It's just, that's it. You look shit. I've never seen Doherty play that bad. Mate, he was rubbish. He lost the ball so many times and that. Do you know what I mean? Hoiberg. Oh my God, man.
Hoiberg was the worst player on the pitch. He was the worst player on the pitch. By quite a fucking way.
He didn't look like he belonged there. He looked like it was just like a bunch of players thrown together, and he was the worst of the lot.
I'll tell you what, he looks like a little black bag.
I completely agree with that. It looked like he had no role in the team. It was like, right, you're centre mid, bang, no instruction, nothing, just go and play. Like, what am I doing?
That doesn't sound like Mourinho, because he's usually very tactile. I mean, that man would set a chess game up if he could. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think it's a shame. I think it'd be a good signing.
It didn't look like it today.
He will be a good signing. I guarantee. He's a good player.
He's an underrated player.
He's a warhorse in the middle part, mate.
Yeah.
He just needs the players around him. He needs whether he's not getting that man management where he's getting that role, like this is your role, this is what you have to. Maybe he's just trying to do too much. He's running here, there, and everywhere, thinking, what have I got to do? I don't know, but it just seems naive that Premiership clubs wouldn't have a role for a new player that they bring in and start. Do you know what I mean?
It's that thing, isn't it? Probably no one knows what they're doing. The new player comes and he's like, well, if you don't know what you're doing, how am I supposed to?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'd have done if I was Mourinho in that game. Out of all the changes he made, I would have put Son on the right-hand side, because Seamus Coleman, he had him fucking marked out of the game. I thought of all the new players they brought in, James Rodriguez was amazing, but Seamus Coleman was one of the fucking best players on the pitch.
Yeah, the first half, Son done him a couple of times, but second half, didn't see none of it.
Really underrated right back, Seamus Coleman.
Yeah,
I want him to come to us. When Moyes come to United and they kept linking us with Baines and Coleman, I was like, please. Because he'd still be playing for us now. He's that good. He just, doesn't cause you any trouble. Not really injury prone, is he? I don't really know he's been injured that much, but...
Well, he got an awful injury in Ireland. I think he broke his knee or something. It was awful. That was international. That was about 5 years ago. And I think he missed the entire season. So,
right? You got Plovdiv on Thursday, the big game that you need to win to qualify for the Europa League. Right, but we'll skip over that. Let's get to the weekend. Away to Southampton. What do you reckon?
Southampton win.
They looked shit yesterday. Southampton looked shit.
If Lo Celso's back, we'll have a chance, because Lo Celso is a decent player. I just need him fit.
What makes you think he won't just be another geezer in the middle, just running around aimlessly with nowhere to go?
I don't know, man. I'm lost for words after that. I was expecting so much more. I just can't believe what I've just seen. It was just the worst performance ever. There was nothing, was it? There was nothing there.
What would you have done, Dean? If you had that Tottenham manager right then, and that's how you're playing. On a serious note, tactically, what would you have done to change that?
I wouldn't be playing Dele Alli and I wouldn't be playing Lucas Moura. I wouldn't be starting them, because they lose the ball too many times. They lose the ball too many times. If I lose the ball, if me or you lose the ball 20 times on a Sunday league field, we'll be going fucking mental.
Yeah.
Right? Dele Alli does it 50 times a fucking game. Moura does it. Moura's decent sometimes, okay? But he does it a hell of a lot of times. He just gives the ball away all the fucking time.
So what do you change at half time? Do you break them off, change your formation?
Well, for me, it's hard, isn't it? We ain't got a player. We need a centre mid, but I would have started Stevie Bergwijn instead of Lucas Moura.
Sissoko instead of Dele Alli.
Yeah, I would have started. Yeah, Dele Alli off. I would have put like Lamella in there instead of Dele Alli, and then I would have took Harry Winks off for Sissoko.
I'd have changed formation. You know what? I'd have sat deep against him because you got like the likes of Richarlison and that, and he's fucking rapid. I'd have gone 3-5-2. I'd have sat deep in our half, and I'd have just tried countering. You'd have probably got more out of the game doing that, trying to play some kind of because they can't play string 5-6 passes together. Maybe they can string 2 or 3 over the top and let Kane.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think what Lamella does, Kenny. Lamella's direct, mate. He gets the ball and he would have just ran at goal.
Yeah, but he's busy doing nothing. Yeah, I admit that. But he's busy doing nothing. I'd say he's like a fucking Gervinho. He's all busy running in and out, but nothing ever comes of it, man. It's been a couple of years, man. Nothing's happened.
I'll give you that. There's no end product, but he's running that goal. That's more than any other fucking player does in our team. Son does it. Son done it in the first half a few times. It's exciting, isn't it? You want to see exciting players like that, Gareth Bale's sons and things like that. Son done it a few times first half. That was it. Second half, that was it. Nothing. You know, Lamella is just going to go at it. Same as Lo Celso. He gets it, he goes. He goes at the fucking players. He goes at the other team. He don't pass it back, a simple pass that anyone can do. And that's what Harry Winks does all the time. He's so he's small. He don't win any tackles really. He gets pushed off too easy. And he just goes back sideways.
That doesn't come from him as a person, him as a player. That comes from the people that are coaching him. And at the end of the day, if they're not telling him to make a forward pass, you work on that in training. You work on patterns of play where you receive the ball, half turn, and you look to play that forward pass. You can play. There's so many training drills out there that you can teach that to a fucking kid.
Yeah, that's one of the first things Mourinho said to Harry Winks that you need to do, pass it forward. And a year later, he's still doing the same thing. Some players don't learn, Woody. Some players don't learn.
Why has he not replaced him? If you're a top manager and you say you're working with someone for 6 to 8 months who's a top of their game professional and they're not doing what you're asking them to do, you get them out and you get a fucking youngster in that will do it. You get someone that will do what you want them to do right there and then you build off of that. You can't can't carry on playing people when they're not doing what you ask them to do.
I don't know, mate, but I can't see us finish anything higher than 8th this year after that performance.
Mate, that's generous.
Well, put today aside, right, if you can. Next week.
Today aside?
Yeah, listen, if you can, just for a minute. Next week, away to Southampton. Give me your score prediction.
Well, let me tell you this. Yesterday I went to the bookies.
I got 20-1 for a Tottenham win.
And it was 50-1. It was 50. I looked at Jose Mourinho's record. Every second season, bar United, he's won the league. So I thought, you know what? I'm going Tottenham to win the league. That's how optimistic, that's how excited I was. I went in there 50-1, put a bit of money on it. After today, nah, mate, we're done.
That's not optimism, mate. That's fucking delusional. That's not optimistic.
That's proper shit, that is.
I mean, Leicester had a better chance, and like that we didn't suspect it, but like, no, not Spurs.
Dino, score prediction away to Southampton.
Don't be all dicky about it, Dean. Like, 4-0.
Stay aside.
Seriously.
2-0.
They were shocking, weren't they?
2-0.
2-0. Race from Danny Ings.
Danny Ings, compared to Harry Kane, 20 times better. 20 million times better. You watch Danny Ings. You'll watch Harry Kane play tonight. He did fuck all running. He did fuck all. He did nothing. You watch Danny Ings next time when he plays Tottenham. You watch Danny Ings play. You watch how much energy he puts into it and how good he is compared to Harry Kane. He's a million times better.
Right, okay. Let's move on now because we've spent a lot of time listening to Dean moaning about fucking Tottenham.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
Right, Joey.
Yeah, go for it.
Liverpool yesterday. You were fucking lucky to win that, weren't you?
I don't know. Everyone keeps saying that.
Joe, you were well lucky.
Look, I think the only bit that felt lucky.
Hey, let him fucking speak. You've had your go, for Christ's sake. Tottenham
felt lucky for me was the first penalty. I felt like we got a bit lucky there. Some days you get them, some days you don't get those, and that's where I felt like we was only a bit lucky. Other than that, we had enough chances to win that by more than 4.
Yeah,
They scored first of their 3 shots.
I don't see that as luck. That Salah turned it on. The goals.
Yeah, I mean, Salah was brilliant. That's the best he's played for a long while.
That's the difference, you see. That is the difference because don't forget, Leeds scored 5 goals yesterday. 2 of them were disallowed.
Yeah.
But rightfully so, to be honest with you.
Rightfully disallowed, yeah.
I don't mean to keep going back to Tottenham, but this is the difference. When you're not playing well, because there were fucking gaps in that defence, Joey. Loads of them.
100%.
But then you've got Salah, who can turn it on and go and win you the game. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, defensively, that's the worst we've played. Probably since actually we played Arsenal last year, which isn't that too long ago. But it just felt like every time Leeds came forward, which wasn't a hell of a lot, but they could get in behind or they could score with a decent effort. That's all it felt like throughout the game, and the lads just didn't look up for it at the back at all.
I just think Leeds are really good at attacking, though.
I think so.
They scored every shot they had, didn't they?
Yeah, and that's what I think. I think that's more to do with us being bad than Leeds being good.
Yeah, your defence did look tired. That was the only thing. It just looked tired. It weren't like, I don't know. It just, to me, I find it a bit weird. The first games of this season, because of like pre-season or the lack of, it just looks like Liverpool looked tired because obviously I was ribbing my mate because Van Dijk, best player in the world ever, great defender, made a mistake. Obviously, he is a good. Don't get me wrong, he's good, but I was just like, he looks tired. That's all it is. He just, and
a little bit cocky. I think he looks a bit cocksure of himself.
Yeah,
a bit too arrogant.
I think that's the difference with Liverpool. You've got a quality player. He's a world-class player like Virgil van Dijk. When he has a bad game, every fucker notices it. Let's be honest. That's
it. Yeah, exactly.
And all anyone was talking about was how bad he played. But then you got a championship squad, and you look at someone like Salah. That people like Tottenham and the rest of it, they don't have a player like that. That when you're not playing well, will pick the game up by the scruff of the neck and produce real quality. That's why you have them players in your team. But when it's not going well, then when tactics aren't necessarily working, them individuals pop up with something special and they win you. Like for instance, when Bale was at Tottenham, he was that player. He was that player. Spring up out of nowhere, do something magical, and win you the fucking game. You'd be like, amazing. You don't have that quality in that squad no more.
No.
But Liverpool have got it in abundance. You look everywhere around the pitch. Any one of them can turn it on and win you the game.
Yeah.
Like redeemed himself with that header as well. I think
he scored the header first.
Yeah, but
and then made a mistake.
Kind of outweighed the kind of fumble that he had.
Yeah.
Leading to the goal.
What's weird, if it was the other way round, it would be classed as a redeem. But because it happened that he scored first and then made the mistake, because that's the last thing in your mind. It looks bad. It looks, but really, he's just kind of equalised himself in a way. Do you know what I mean?
I remember Patrice Evra, when he was at Man United, he used to try and for no reason, would do this overhead kick when he was under no pressure, and he would do it so many times, and he got caught out. And I was always like, everyone was saying how good he was, but he just got a bit overconfident, and obviously it's probably what sometimes they do, don't they? They get, try and show off, and that one time
Rio Ferdinand said that he spoke to Alex Ferguson about these sort of things before, and Rio Ferdinand, let's be honest, was one of the best ever in the Premier League, and he would say he would rather him be cool and calm and try to do things that might not other defenders would do. They just knock it out maybe, and maybe 1 in 10 times that goes wrong, but the other 9 times it goes right for your team. So maybe he's that good a defender because he knows better. But every now and then it just seems to be kicking us in the arse, and I don't know. It's starting to look like he's getting a bit too cocky for his own good, really.
I think we're.
But to be fair,
these top teams, the way they're playing, we rely more on defenders than Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
When it was, you get the ball, you're getting shut down, you put it in the corner, you go long.
Yeah.
But now they're asked to do a lot more. So
you're gonna make play from the back now.
They're like ball playing, like the goal kicks, isn't they? Ball playing.
Yeah.
But it's not just save it. It's actually like, right, I want you to kick it up, go around the defender. It's
Well, in some ways, it gives you an extra player for keeping the play.
I think Neuer started that, didn't he? And everyone just followed suit.
Pep, Pep with Neuer, weren't it? Pep, wasn't it?
What do you reckon?
New age keeper.
I've been thinking this for a while, Joe, right? And everyone else chime in if you want to say. Firmino, sorry. What do you think about him? I mean, is he good enough to be up there?
Hands down, he's my favourite Liverpool player.
Yeah. So unselfish.
I love him because of that, and I think most Liverpool players love that type of player.
Is that not a fucking cop out? Is it not easy to say?
But then I was just going to go out and say he is playing up front, and he isn't scoring enough. and he does look a bit off his game at the moment.
And the thing is, everyone's saying, yeah, but look how many goals Mane and Salah get because of him.
Yeah.
They fucking get them goals anyway. Them two are
Yeah.
out.
Firmino does tend to come in, doesn't he, and get the ball. He does tend to come in.
I get the idea.
You watch his little touches and his contribution in the game.
Perfect.
I'm telling you now, Mane and that would never score as many goals. There's a certain type of player, like David Silva. It's a certain type of player that aren't just assist makers. It's the way they put them assists together, and he's one of them players.
Firmino's the brains of it for me.
2 or 3 passes ahead of what's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I get the idea of it. The idea is for him to, drop deep and let the space in behind for the pacier players.
Yeah.
But I just something just not on with him at the moment. It's just
But haven't you
rating it at the moment?
haven't you seen it? I think was it the end of last season when Firmino wasn't playing, the front two weren't the same. They didn't.
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean, the
They
three of them are perfect
didn't
cogs. Like, I mean, they all need to be in the right.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're not all really. They're not really strikers, are they? Because they're sort of all of them are like wingers, aren't they?
We don't play with a striker.
No, they're actually like wingers because Mane was. They're all like wingers.
Yeah.
But Firmino, he just does that basically not the tidy bit, does he?
Yeah.
He just does all that.
But I think, again, it's structure. With Klopp, every single one of them players will understand their personal role in that team. Like Firmino, will be saying to him, I'm not bothered how many goals you score. The way you link the midfield with the front two and all the rest of it and the wingers, that's brilliant for me. That's all I want you to do.
Yeah.
And he won't care that he gets 5 goals or whatever. He won't give a
For
shit.
me-
He knows his contribution in them games is far more than him getting 10, 15 goals.
He's so underrated because he don't score as many goals as the other strikers. But
This is why I asked the question.
Who are assist heroes, and he said to himself, Kevin De Bruyne prefers a really good assist that wins him the game rather than scoring a worldie of a goal.
I mean, I didn't get. He didn't create any chances. He done fuck all yesterday. I deliberately listen. I've watched him go missing for the last few games, and I deliberately watched him yesterday and focused on what he was doing. And I thought he's getting overrated because he's got these players either side of him. I mean, I might be wrong. I know this is a fucking unpopular opinion because everyone raves about Firmino. I watched him he should have scored yesterday. He should have put the game to fucking bed for you, and he didn't.
Yeah.
But what are you
and he's coming back the other direction, giving the ball away.
He's just come off a championship winning season, Kenny, and he's had a few bad games or a few games where he's not right up to scratch. What are we basing it? Has he got that confidence level because of the season he's just had, which is warranted? Or, you can't judge him on a few games where you think he's gone missing. I think over the season, his contribution shows itself. Do you know what I mean? His statistics.
Many games Salah's gone missing as well. Many games.
But this is why I asked the question because he has done a good job, but is it because he's surrounded by these two wingers? Because I'm telling you now, and you might laugh at this, but I reckon you put Olivier Giroud up top with fucking Mane and Salah running off him, and they get even more goals. I think Giroud would be better than Firmino.
Don't get me wrong. Definitely, their quality is immense, and they work well together.
I'll do a good job in there.
The chemistry there between the three of them. He's unselfish. He knows his role. If he could lay it on for him, he'd rather lay it on for him. All right, we want him to score more goals or whatever, but
I don't even think it's about wanting him to score more goals. I think it's when he's in positions to do the right thing, make the right pass, put the goal in the net, ball in the net when he should. Recently, it's just looked like he just isn't up to it.
Is that what it is?
And then let's like Kenny said, he does. He seems to get away with it because he works his arse off. And don't get me wrong, he is my favourite player, so I really want him to do well.
The thing is with midfields though, as midfields go in the Premier League, Liverpool's, how high is that up there? Because I don't think it's all that, Liverpool's midfield.
Yeah, see, the problem with our midfield is it's not about flair or real quality. It's about working hard, making sure we leave a good sort of defensive shape when the
donkey. That's what Messi said. I think Messi described it as donkeys, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But they work hard, and that's their sort of job. Really, like this is why Henderson was up a Player of the Year or whatever. Because he's hard work. But it's a thing that never gets noticed by like the fans and stuff. It never gets noticed because you just expect it from every player anyway. But if you're putting it in the top bins every week, like Kevin De Bruyne and the best crosses in or whatever, you're going to notice that because it gets highlighted every match of the day, and it's all over social media. Nobody shows a good tackle anymore.
You get more of it up front, don't you? You don't get as much pretty work in the midfield with Liverpool. So like I say, they're all just workers. It don't have to be
they're hard workers.
It doesn't have to be this slick pass that everyone's like raving about. But then when Mane's got the ball and he then runs because of that pass, that's what it is. Liverpool's basically the front three at Liverpool just seem to get all their plaudits. Yeah, Van Dijk gets it at the back, but I think that's what it is. I think with Liverpool's front three, they've played together like 3. Is it like 3 years now? They don't get much time. Do you not think this season with it, and maybe that's part of Firmino's thing? It's that I'm not being funny. They played a lot of games. I know. I can't even think of his name. The one that comes on and always scores one goal.
Origi.
Yeah.
Hey,
Origi. That's what I think. You know, that could be the thing with him. Like, obviously, before he used to chip in with a bit more goals, didn't he, Firmino? But
yeah, he did actually. Yeah. I think
Salah weren't that great last season, was he? Like, he sort of went under the radar a bit. His standards just went up, and then they're sort of gone there. But Mane won last season.
Mane, for me, is the best out of the 3. He is unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I don't think Salah is.
Nah.
I don't. I think
Mane is so strong, so powerful, so fast.
I think it depends what you want. It depends what you want. If you want a really direct goal scorer, Salah's your man. Mane can do a bit of the hard work as well.
Every time I see Salah come up against someone quite strong, that's him. That's him out of the game, basically. Unless he gets past him with pace. But if he's a bit of strength there, Salah's got Mane. He can take it. He can outbudge people.
I think Mane's got more skill than Salah.
Not more skill.
Mane's got a better brain than Salah. Salah's got pace. He's got skill. He's quicker thinking. For me, if you drop deep and you sit deep against Mane and don't give him space to run into, he's out of the game.
Yeah, but for me, Mane's like
Salah works in them tight spaces. Salah is little tight 1-2s and little bits of skill. He's way better than Mane as an individual player.
Nah, for me, Mane's been the best for them for the last 3 years, 100%. For me.
Not the last 3 years. Last year.
Look, there isn't a huge amount between them. They're both brilliant footballers. I mean, they both usually chip in one of
Salah's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, brilliant. But I just like Mane because he's the way he is, how he's built. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful.
Saying about their midfield, don't you think that's designed? He's deliberately designed that because that's the way that Liverpool play. Liverpool play short,
100%.
Ball into the striker, out to the wingers. Ball comes back in the box. We flood it. We score. That's where most of their goals come from. So Barcelona tic tac toe all the way up the pitch, yeah. But slowly build it. One pass to you, one pass to me, and it's all pass. Come through the middle, and it goes wide, comes back. Liverpool don't.
They're about getting the down in there now, aren't they?
Get the ball down, win it, get it out to your wingers, get it into the box. That's it.
Because like Henderson and Wijnaldum, like they'll just ping the ball forward to him, and like you'll have Van Dijk kind of coming forward a little bit, but not too much.
He can wander, Van Dijk. He can push up a little bit. He's really good at spraying the ball, actually, Van Dijk, from the back to the wings to Salah usually. Very good at that.
We all agreeing that Van Dijk's the best defender in the world.
I think he is at the moment, yeah.
Best centre back in the world.
He's up there with Gabriel for me.
He's doing a video that Gabriel.
To be honest, I hate to admit it, he looked really good. He looked really good.
He had one game and he almost made a fucking horrific mistake at the start of the fucking game.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Right? And then
listen, we'll get to Arsenal.
He had a steady game, he got a goal, but he just played well. Done a good things, easy, give it when he needs to give it, made good tackles and that.
Yeah, but the way he's defending, he was standing off, he was doing the things that I was doing. For him doing that, I know he's going to be one of the best defenders around.
Say he's doing the things that I was doing.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Dino, if he's half the player you were in Sunday League, then we're fucking laughing, aren't we? Yeah. Right, Joey. Next weekend, away to Chelsea.
Sorry about that. Yeah, go on. Sorry, away to Chelsea. If we defend anyway, like we did yesterday, we're looking at a big scoreline. I wouldn't be surprised. I think because of how bad we defended, that's woke us up. Hang on a sec, we can't be cocky and just think we're going to win the league again easy this year. It's not going to be like that. We just had a team just come up.
Do you think?
Here's a quick one. Do you reckon Klopp's getting really big-headed at the minute? Because I feel like he's getting a bit big-headed.
He's always
cocky.
Yeah, he's always been. I think he just hates losing, and you can see it really annoys him.
He's a
And
competitor.
it should do, but sometimes you just got to be a bit more gracious in defeat. But in general, he tries to make up every excuse.
Joe, do you actually think you're going to win the league this year? Do you think you're up?
No, I'll be dead honest. I still think it's City's. I think if City don't go in with all the money they always have and all the money they always have spent and the quality they've already got, they don't always go in favourites for every competition. You know, you're kind of deluding yourself. I know we've got a very good squad, but like last year, we kind of needed Man City to be a bit shit last year to win the league, I think.
Yeah, we were shit.
You're going to be buying it.
Yeah. For Man City now, only for Man City, but in
I
general,
don't
they
think
are.
Liverpool or City will win the league this year. I really
You
don't.
think
I
it's
don't know
going to
who
be
will.
Chelsea?
I'm not even sure Chelsea will. I'm not even sure it's going to be our year because
Woody, seriously.
What do you think?
I
Arsenal
don't
are
think
going
they
to
will.
win the league?
You don't think Liverpool or Man
concede
City
3
will win the
goals
league?
against Leeds. That's on the first game of the season. That's not reassuring. That's for every other team going to Anfield now. They'll look at that and think we can score. We can always score against Liverpool. Whereas
If you was to go to the bookies and
never
put a
said
bet
that.
on either Liverpool or Man City not to win the league, you could probably get about 100 to 1, mate.
I think I probably will have a little. Do you want
Not gonna happen.
one thing? You want to give me 100
Not
to
going
1?
to happen.
Right, Joey.
Not going to happen.
Move on then. Away to Chelsea. Score prediction.
You know, I feel like it's going to be one of those games where it should be a high-scoring game, but it isn't. It's just not going to live up to the billing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone just nicks it 1-0 or 2-1.
Where is it?
I mean, 2-1 isn't too bad, but
Put your neck on
Monday.
the line.
No, it's Is it Saturday or Sunday?
No, where is it? At City or Chelsea?
That's at Chelsea. It wouldn't be at City, would it?
To the Bridge. We go away to Brighton tomorrow, and then we're at Stamford Bridge weekend.
I actually fancy Chelsea to nick it there for some reason. I don't know why.
Right, Joey. Put your neck on the line. Score prediction.
Yeah,
right.
all right, go on. Neck on the line. I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, do you reckon,
yeah.
Wood?
I'm gonna go with it because I feel like we'll have woke up a bit because of that result yesterday.
What do you reckon, Wood? Or you could have wait and see how you play tomorrow against Brighton.
Do you know what? I actually think it'll be a draw. I think we'll draw against Liverpool. I don't think we'll get a result. I think we'll beat Brighton tomorrow, though. It was a pretty tight game when we played in pre-season, to be honest with you. But we did play a lot of youngsters and a lot of fringe players in them games. So
You've got no idea at this stage what side you're going to put out tomorrow either.
no, I think Frank has an idea. I think he's got an idea of his best team, but he's still got to put some players in there that he's not going to be comfortable with, or he's not 100% on, guaranteed with that.
Right.
I mean, Hudson-Odoi,
Get on
he's not
to
going to be in the team at the moment. He's really not. He's going to be a good backup player. It's going to be Pulisic and fucking what's his face,
Havertz.
Yeah. with Mason Mount. I see that as Havertz, Mount, and Pulisic is going to be our three. I mean, we lost Pedro and Willian, and to be honest with you, no one's even talking about that. I'm like, we've just lost 2 world-class players here, and it's.
I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. If you want to hear it.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Though it seems like no one's even bothered about that, and I think we've lost 2 amazing fucking players there.
Yeah.
If Lampard had any brains, he'd 100% start Giroud against Liverpool. Every time he plays against us, he scores.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way he plays. His link up is just no one else seems to link up like him. He drops deep, the lovely little flicks and touches. He can score good goals. He lays it on a plate for people. He's a hard worker. A man of his age as well. You've got to give it to him. He's still trying to be better.
I've been saying,
Great Giroud, big time.
He is the most underrated striker, maybe that I've ever seen. Giroud.
He'll probably be third. It'll be Tammy before him, though, wouldn't it?
You know what? I don't think
he what's his name?
I think Frank gave him that chance.
Werner.
I think he's allowed Tammy to sort of say, right, show me what you can do. And he did. He showed good promise, don't get me wrong. And I think he will come good. But Giroud's put the performances in the bigger games where he's gone, I can't leave him out there. I can't. The way he's brought the midfield into play, whereas Tammy's more of an off-the-shoulder runner. Do you know what I mean? He does set and go and spin and all that sort of thing. But Tammy's more of a running into channels and try and open his legs up. Whereas Giroud brings people in, puts out wide, brings another midfielder in, touch, turn. You know, he's a different.
The thing is with Giroud is how often do you play against a Giroud in the Premier League anymore? You don't really.
No,
you know
exactly
what I mean?
that. You don't.
So how do you train against
the only one I can really relate to is being quite similar to him. He's like Mark Viduka was.
Yeah, exactly.
He was quite technical.
You don't learn to train against a player like that. So it's always harder for defenders when they play against a player they're not used to.
And I always think it's easier when you play against players that play in front of you. For instance, if you've got a player, if you're a defender, centre back, and you've got someone that's got your back to you the whole game, a lot of the time, that is easier than someone running in behind you.
Oh, 100%.
With someone like Giroud, because of his ability and he's quite clever as well. His little flicks over the head and round you. And he'll draw you in behind him, and all of a sudden, he'll a little flick round the corner and someone else is gone. He's
and he's got a knack for being in the right position at the right time.
He has, definitely.
You know what? Maybe it was worth it then for Arsenal to sell him for peanuts, and it was fucking peanuts in my opinion. Just for him to get the recognition that he deserves. He led and won the World Cup for France.
Yeah,
he was fucking superb week in, week out for Arsenal. But now,
when we were after him 6 months ago, I'll be honest with you, Woody. I'd have loved it if Giroud would have come to Tottenham. I'd have loved it.
He's not a fucking idiot, Dean. He wouldn't have gone to Tottenham.
Right, did you ever watch the Arsenal game yesterday then?
Who?
What?
You broke up.
What do we reckon?
Yeah.
I can see you salivating. He's fucking dribbling.
I'll be honest with you.
Talk about it. Let's go.
I thought Fulham with a better team first half.
Listen,
I thought Fulham with a better team first half.
What game were you watching, man?
Mate, they were. I was watching it with
They
Ben.
fucking weren't. What are you talking
They
about?
were, mate. They were putting loads of balls in the box. You were doing nothing. You had one little crappy shot that went in somehow. That's the only thing you did the first half. You did nothing. They were putting balls in the box, but they had no one up front. Mitrovic was on the bench.
That first goal.
If Mitrovic would have started, fucking first half, you'd have been done 1-0, 2-0.
Now, do you know what I think was genius? Do you know what I think the most genius thing that Arteta has done? To make Aubameyang captain November last year, whenever he did it, that is a signature move. You know why? Because he would have gone. If he weren't captain, 100% he would have gone in
He
this
was
window.
captain before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. November last year, he made him captain.
No, he was captain before that. He was captain before.
Before November?
Captain.
I thought it was the
In November.
Yeah, Emery made him captain.
Did he?
Yeah, he was captain before Arteta came in.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then I thought he made him captain in November. I read that somewhere.
He's a daddy, though, isn't he? He is a daddy.
Arsenal, their captains famously always fucking leave. They become our best player. They get the captain's armband, and then at the end of that year, they fuck off. It's happened with all of them, from Vieira, Fabregas, Henry, all of them. It's always Van Persie. Fucking happens all the time, man.
Hang on, didn't he get stripped of the captaincy after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, after that, to fuck off. I thought he was gone.
Kelly, I wanted to ask you actually because I found it quite interesting that for 20 odd years, Arsenal play brilliant, lovely, attractive looking football, but always like a bit susceptible or whatever against like the bigger sides. They would always like find their way, I don't know, just look crap basically, even if they could play good football. Now that Arteta's come in, have you noticed that you're way more pragmatic?
I'll tell you what it was, Joe, right, is that when we moved to the Emirates to apparently compete with Europe's elite, that was the idea of this move, we were strapped for cash and we didn't improve. We watched all our best players leave. Either none of them retired, all our best players went off to bigger and better fucking teams. And we never replaced them. We was like, someone would leave and we'd be like, that's all right, we've got this young lad coming through the reserves. We'll use him instead. Because we didn't have the money, right? And yet, because it was Wenger and we were Arsenal, we carried on playing the same style that we played with all the top players. And it didn't work. And that's why. That's why we kept falling down when we was playing these big teams.
Yeah, you didn't have the quality of the mentality.
Yeah, but you can't do it. You can't still think, but we're Arsenal, we're going to play the same way.
No.
It fucking work. You ain't got
The youngsters weren't as good though, were they? The youngsters weren't continually as good as they used to be.
Oh, that's right.
Like the quality of the youngsters, I mean, they were shocking. You know, you used to think, oh yeah, he'll be good because he was French. Like, and then suddenly it just, I don't know.
Kevin, they was all French, mate. They were all fucking
Ivory Coast.
It fucking worked. That's when they were fucking winning a World Cup. So it made sense. But I'll tell you,
do you think now this is a style he'll go with though? Or do you think this is just his way of making sure Arsenal start getting better and better until you have to go back to being the side to play beautiful football? Liverpool are expected to go attack every week. Man City are expected to attack every week. If Arsenal now become into a top 4 team, they might find themselves in a position where they have to attack every week, leaving your defence a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet, because I'll tell you what he's done. Arteta's seen the mistakes that previous Arsenal managers have made going fucking gun-ho when they ain't got the players, right? And I tell you, he's doing a Klopp now. He's like, right, centre mid. I mean, you look yesterday, Xhaka and El Neni. Fuck me, they're not fucking good centre midfielders at all. But he said,
El Neni, I hated El Neni. I thought he was the worst fucking player you had, and I'm not even joking. He looked comfortable in that game yesterday.
Yeah, but this is the thing, because they're not doing too much. He's not saying, right, go out there and be Vieira and Petit.
No,
and
but
Fabregas,
it
like we
was
used
his
to do.
movement. It was El Neni's movement. Like if you watch him, he'd go and play. Well, before he'd play a pass and he'd watch it and he'd go like, have a little jog. Like, yeah, sweet. He was everywhere. He was trying to be in all the little gaps and all the little holes you're meant to be in as a central midfielder. Try and receive the ball and play. He was in that every time he played the ball. He went and got into another position. Was like received. Whereas before, he weren't really doing that. He was kind of just appreciating what he'd done and thinking, yeah, sweet, someone else's go now. Now he's wanting the ball. Every time it leaves his feet, he's wanting it back again, which he wasn't like that before.
They were playing Fulham though, weren't they? Come on, they were shit.
Yeah, he's still doing the right.
Fulham are going to go down for sure.
It makes no odds, mate. Our away form was shocking. And the amount, so it didn't matter who we were fucking playing, our centre midfield would be giving the ball away left, right and centre because they're trying to do too much. They're trying to force the play and create everything. But he said to him, look at Liverpool. They've won the league. And their centre midfielders, they're not doing that. They work hard. They're defensively in the right position. When you got the ball, give it to someone else. Like Xhaka's in a team with Aubameyang and now Willian and players like that. Ceballos even. Don't try and do it yourself. Just fucking give it to them. Let them do it. Like what Liverpool do, and it works.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that you had a manager like Emre that I think he's all right, but to think the amount of years of experience he's got, and then Arteta comes in as if he's just like done simple things, a bit like what we like. If we were managing, we'd go right, ignore the attacking. Yeah, it's really weird. I think Arteta is brilliant. And they should have got him in. They should have just got him in the first place, not wait. What was it? A year and a half? How long was Emre?
I disagree with that, Kev. I think he was.
I completely disagree with that.
An extra year.
Yeah. He needed that stint at Man City. He needed that time and experience to actually develop.
How long was he at Man City though before? Was he not there a while?
He was there. He was there since Pep started, so he's been there 3 years. And then,
I just think Emre was the wrong manager to go for.
Pep was a naughty boy.
Yeah.
So he has managed Manchester City first team games.
Yeah.
It was 2 games. And we lost 1, drew 2. It wasn't. They weren't the greatest of performances, but you could tell his style was developing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't have the players there, Paul. He didn't have the players. Look at him now.
Yeah. I noticed yesterday as well in the game that Pep, he was doing the same things as Pep. He was the right back and the left back were coming up and they were coming into centre mid. Exactly the same as what Man City do as well. He gets his right back and left back to come in there in the centre mid.
The wing backs are literally midfielders, and you have the kind of two central defenders, and your defensive mid go back for a back three. And you're gone, like Kyle Walker's gone, Benjamin Mendy's gone. They're at the corner flag of the other side.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way they work. I don't know.
I don't think we're going to see that style of play that the old Arsenal had. In answer to Joe's question, I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see a different Arsenal with a different stamp, and I think
as well because it needed to change.
I think they're going to be good. If he's taken something from Pep, you don't work under someone like that for 3 years and not soak something up.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like he's something special. He's a different breed of manager. Like we'll never see probably someone like him again.
Well, you will, Arteta. Arteta's up and coming, mate.
Kenny, what are you doing? Stop talking, Kenny.
You can't deny what he's already done at Arsenal. The difference is
but their styles so far are completely different.
Has fucking Solskjaer, in the time that he's been at Man United, done more than what Arteta's done in half the time? Maybe less than that.
No.
Solskjaer
he hasn't achieved more, but I'd argue that I'd rather be in the Champions League than win an FA Cup.
This comes down to one thing, Kenny. Aubameyang. How many points? Where would you finish last year if you didn't have Aubameyang? Where would you have finished?
I dread to think, man. Honestly.
He won you what? 20-odd% points. For me, Aubameyang out of your team, you're 10th, 11th, mate.
Yeah.
Because he's saying special.
You mean next to Tottenham?
When he picked that. He's done it a few times. He picked that ball up on the left-hand side. As soon as he picked it up, I knew it was going in. I knew it was. He just one touch, bang.
That's true, mate.
He's brilliant.
Without him, you're fucked, mate. You're fucked.
Well, I don't. Yeah, well, yeah, that is true. But everyone
Not
needs
anymore,
that player.
mate.
All the top
Not
teams
anymore.
need that fucking player, and ours is.
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, I guarantee you, Pepe. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, yeah. When you do play the big teams, he's perfect. He's the perfect player because you can sit back then and keep guard at back and loft them balls over the top to him because no one's catching him.
You got Willian now as well.
Yeah, exactly. Willian's pacey too.
I guarantee Pepe learns a lot off of Willian. Willian's such a direct player. He's so skillful, and he'll run him behind it all the time as well. And Arsenal they'll just be feeding them balls through to him. He'll score loads of goals, yeah.
I would. That's what
When
we were linked with him. That was the reason. More than even having Willian as a player, who's fucking class. Like I've always rated. He was the player I was scared of at Chelsea. When Hazard left, Willian was the only player I was like, "Oh fuck me." But when he came in, or when we were linked with him, I thought, what he's going to do for Martinelli, Saka, because he's played on the left as well. These wingers, Pepe, that's why he's there 3 years. He's going to do his job and he's going to coach these players so that when he leaves, we've got 3 other fucking Willians running around on the pitch.
I think Gabriel
more rejects we're going to send you away, I believe, as well.
What's that?
I said, we've got a few more rejects we're going to send you away. You've had Peter Cech and we got him back. We'll send Willian.
Send the bow way, Woody. Send the bow way, please.
They're going to come to you, aren't they? For fuck's sake!
Hey, mate, I think we've got a good sporting doctor that wants to come to Tottenham. I don't know if she gets on with Mourinho.
I think Joey's favourite Chelsea reject is Mohamed Salah.
Oh, don't. Yours is Kevin De Bruyne, surely.
De Bruyne, yeah.
Crazy shit.
Oh shit, yeah. Right, I'm going to give you my score prediction then for next week. We're at home with West Ham. And honestly, I thought West Ham were better than I thought they were going to be yesterday. But
they still look toilet to me.
Yeah, but they were better than I thought. I was expecting them to finish here on bottom.
So they're bad.
Yeah, I think 3-0 again. I think we'll go there. Well, it's at home, innit? I think we'll beat them 3-0. Comfortable again.
Yeah,
3-1.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
I don't even see him scoring.
Right, Kev, go on then. Man United. Next week, home to Palace and eat your first game.
Yeah.
United look dangerous. I must admit, they look scary in a minute.
Yeah, I'd still like a defender though, but whether that happens, I mean, obviously I want Sancho, but who knows? They will sell, but they've got to make it look to the fans, haven't they? They've got to appease the fans because that's what Dortmund do. We're not selling. Oh, it's the player he wanted to go. It wasn't us, but you got to pay this, by the way. Against Palace, I don't know. I think we'll be at home. I think we'll win, but I don't because we haven't really what we played. I think we played against Villa. Is it the other day?
Lost 1-0.
Yeah, lost 1-0. But you know, I don't even know we've played any other pre-season games. I don't think. So I don't know. I reckon we'll win. I reckon 3-1 because I think Harry Maguire had a bit of a bad game against Villa. So. But yeah, I think we'll win. But then see how it goes. I like what I saw of Donny Van der Beek. He does look good. I know we don't need him. He's Pogba's replacement. I always thought it was a squad game. You know, you don't just have 11 players and that's it. You generally have other players kicking other players up the arse. Don't you? That's what you need. So.
But that's one thing you guys lacked last season was something from the bench.
Yeah. Oh, Dan James. You know what? Dan James, when we signed him, I thought, yeah, it looks all right. But I never thought for 1 second that he was going to be in our first 11. And he was played so much, wasn't he?
He's not good enough for United.
No, he's not. I mean, I'm not being funny. He'd be a really good championship player and probably come off the bench. But he needs to play. I think after this season, he needs to be playing. I don't think he's not good enough for us.
He's not good if you're playing against a local bench.
Every week.
Yeah. But I think if we can get another defender, which I think we really need, because if Eric Bailly was 100% fit, I'd play him all the time because I think he's brilliant, but he's just injury prone. Lindelof looks all right, but he makes a lot of mistakes. Like, he's not the ice. I mean, he's called the Iceman. He's not really the Iceman.
He's not Man United quality.
No, he's not. He's all right, but he's not Man United. Maguire, I know he makes mistakes, but he's still made a difference.
Do you know what? I think Man United have had the same problem that Arsenal have had. Where Kenny was saying about they haven't replaced the good players. Man United have done the same thing, but
we were just playing the main players, didn't we? You know, it was always like,
come in to replace other people.
Yeah.
they're like leagues fucking below him. Do you know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
you can't.
I mean, you still haven't even replaced Ronaldo. I mean, not that he's replaceable, but there was no one even near his quality since he's left.
Well, hopefully
There's a
Sancho
part
will
of
be
that,
back.
right? Kev, there's a part of that you might agree with me here, because when we grew up watching football, it was Man United and Arsenal for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, Liverpool are a big club, so they was always going to bounce back eventually. It took them a little while, but they're there now.
Yeah.
But since then, Man City have come in with fucking all this money. Chelsea have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of that was the reason that, because we had the pick of the bunch, Arsenal and
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
these players.
We wouldn't even need to tell someone what their wages were. It would be like Man United are in, yeah, okay. And I mean, David Moyes, I think when we went to Everton for someone, I can't remember, Alex Ferguson got David Moyes around his house and said, "Oh, I'm having him." He was like, "Oh, okay." And it's not like, well, how much you put. It was just how it was. But I think obviously, which I like in a way, because it's more not just two. I know it was Man City and Liverpool, but there's so much money around, so it's different. But I think with our owners, or our owners just bloody offering wages. If you're playing for Man United, you shouldn't even need to, I know, don't get me wrong, you're not going to just go and say, I'll take £10 a week, but you shouldn't need to be offered an extra 50 grand to come to Man United. And that's what I like what Solskjaer's doing. Yeah, that's what I like what Solskjaer's doing. He's not having someone that, you've got to offer him more money. It's like Gabriel. When was the last time Man United and Arsenal were in for the same player? I can't remember it. But Gabriel, your defender, he looked good. From what I've seen of him, he looked good. But he obviously chose you because he wanted to play. And I think Man United probably don't really tell a player you're going to be our number one starter. So he chose you, didn't he? I mean,
I don't think it was that. I think he starts for United. I think it was.
Yeah, I personally would have started because I think he's good.
I think he had a conversation with Solskjaer and he had a conversation with Arteta. We've seen them both talk, and I know who I'd fucking go and play for out of two of them.
Yeah.
Solskjaer's not the man. He's just not. Are you happy with Solskjaer there?
Obviously, he's a legend from playing ways. I mean, he's done better than I expected him to do. But then saying that, I always think tactically, he gets it wrong sometimes. But then saying that, whenever we play the top teams, he does all right. Which I think it's the lower teams. That's where I think it's the lower teams, like the teams that we should be beating. But then saying that, everyone in the Premier League, you can't just go and buy someone down, in the bottom, and they just go and win. Where I think that's where tactically with Solskjaer, I think that's where he hasn't got the experience. But then saying that, how bad would it have to be for him to get sacked now?
I think,
you know what I mean?
I think United's problem in finding players that they wanted rather than what they needed.
Yeah.
Because when you bought Pogba, you needed defenders.
Yeah.
And then you spent 90 million on
the nostalgia.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players that you needed Fernandes. You absolutely needed.
100%. Yeah.
But now that you have players that you actually can play with, you need to buy defenders now properly.
Yeah.
It's about what sells t-shirts or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it should be literally United buying players that they need.
Yeah. That's the thing. How many times did Fergie buy a player that everyone knew about? Very rare. He never went. Not that he ever goes, I want him because of that, but he always used to buy the player because of the skill. He didn't give a crap about the shirts they would sell. But the problem is, he was running everything. Now, I think obviously, what was it for 6 years? It was just who can we buy? Right, we'll throw money at that. Let's sell shirts and stuff. Where Solskjaer, obviously, to be fair, I think he's done a lot better. I mean, the players he's got rid of, and the people off the wage bill, we probably had to pay a lot of them off. He's done a lot better than I expected.
Lukaku paying for Inter, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he got money back. I mean, how many times did players go from us, and we would pay them to go, apart from Sanchez? But yeah, I think I do like how it is now. I just think we need that a little bit more, but you can only do it at a time. You can't go and get.
You say you want more defenders, but in what position now? Because I think your centre backs are all right. I mean, Maguire's. I think he's a good centre back. He's a bit slow, but he's good.
Maguire. I think
left back. Luke Shaw's not good enough for me.
That's why I was thinking just left back.
Not good enough.
I think we could do
another centre back because
another centre back.
all day long.
Jones can go, Rojo can go.
Yeah.
Smalling obviously more or less gone to Roma.
Yeah.
I think we need a top centre back, and it'll keep Maguire on his toes because Maguire is good, but he's not a captain. He's not doesn't shout around like not there is many captains that go around shouting like JT Henderson. That he needs to be a bit. I mean, to be fair, I'd rather give it to Fernandes because he shouts at everyone, and that's.
Do you think maybe John Stones might do a job for you, Kevin?
You know what, John Stones. I thought Arsenal were going to get John Stones. I thought they were going to get him, and I thought he would have been a good signing. But
I think it'd be a good job for you. I think he'd do a good job as your backup centre back.
He's on sale. He's on sale. Just saying. Like if we do get Koulibaly in, I'm hoping we do in the next week. We seriously need to work on our defence, but I think John Stones would do a job for you. But if you were cheeky enough,
do you know who I want? I want the one from Red Bull, RB Leipzig. Is he French? Isn't he? Young.
Yeah, no shot.
Yeah. He looks. I know it's a German league and it's a different league, but he's young. He look. I mean, the whole of Europe must be looking at him. I mean, he looks incredible, and he would be my, But then I like the one from Inter. Is it Skinner?
Yeah,
I like him. I think he's, they can do it in the Italian league generally.
Yeah, but there's no way you're putting Wan-Bissaka centre back. Because I always like the big man Harry Maguire going up, and Wan-Bissaka is fast and strong.
Goes on the floor, he needs to learn to stay up a bit. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Still, what is he, 20 or 20? Yeah, I think he's still like 20. But he needs that. He was going too much to the ground. Too much. He was going a bit over the top. I think in one game he went down like 6 times.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like Ferdinand said, he's like because no one gets past him really. But he sort of, but
it should be the last line of defending when you go to the ground. Otherwise, always stay on your feet.
Yeah, and that's the problem. He was doing it a bit too much. I mean, he is called the Spider-Man or something, but how he gets the ball. Yeah,
he's ridiculous. It's like the ball meets his foot every time. It's weird.
The thing is, he's actually, like you said, he's renowned for that as well. It's not a case of it's something he started doing. He's done that, and his statistics for interceptions and they're unreal. So they're right up there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like the Mikael Richards type, that started right back and then went into a centre back.
Yeah, right. But then maybe he's a bit. I don't know. Isn't he a bit small, a bit short? Bissaka. I don't think. I mean, obviously standing against Maguire and all that, you probably would.
I'll tell you, I still don't understand why no one's gone for him, and I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong because I always fucking do. Sayachu, whatever his name is, at Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
City want him. I think City
he'd be perfect.
City wanted him last season. I think didn't was it like January they inquired, and I think basically
we made him quite all the decent defenders really at this stage.
Yeah, how much did they sign him for?
Didn't they pay like 13? I don't know, like 13 or 17. It weren't a lot Leicester bought him.
That's a bargain.
Can you imagine how much though? Like they would want. They'd want more than Maguire though, wouldn't they? Let's be honest. I mean, he is a good player though, and he's a weird.
He looks good, doesn't he?
He's good.
Yeah. Someone else you just scooted over, and Paul mentioned Bruno Fernandes. Mate, he's transformed your team. I love that. I read an article that said Solskjaer has been asking him to not make them bursting runs forward, to not do this, to hold his position a little bit more and do that. But he said, I know he's asking me to do that, but he said, that's just not how, I don't play like that. I play like, I'm instinctive. I see the gap and I make a run for it. And he said, and I know I'm helping someone behind me to make space or do that. And I just loved his attitude because he's obviously taken it on board and gone, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that's not how him ignoring Solskjaer and actually making them runs is making you a better team.
Yeah.
I'll give you an unpopular opinion. I think Fernandes will be involved in more goals this season than De Bruyne.
Yeah, I can see that, to be honest, definitely.
Yeah.
Up there, Interesting one.
But that's a statement though, because De Bruyne don't half create.
De Bruyne is the man.
Just to cause a bit of
with the amount of penalties Man United get, I mean, he's easily 20.
But I think, to be honest, De Bruyne has a lot more midfielders around him that can perform a bit better. I think he will. I think he will be the major contribution for Man United, but I don't think. I
think Bruno Fernandes is taking that Man United, where Man United used to be, and they've come down and then haven't really got back to it. He's brought that quality of class of a player back. Like, this is who we need to go for. That's the benchmark now. Anyone shitter than him you're bringing in is a mistake.
Yeah.
You look at Donny van der Beek. Like, he's been brought in. He's not like your average player that, you know.
But he's different. I like him. He's a good ball player.
Do you know what I mean? There's a class there that you think, actually, like, it's not like, oh, he's crap. No one said he's crap. It's like, he's actually really good.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised with Fernandes. I'm surprised with the only team going for him.
We were going for him.
Under the radar, didn't it?
Well, actually saying that, sorry,
We were
Spurs
going
but Spurs were probably trying to pay 20 million. And
Yeah, Kevin, like you said, there's no other teams really going in for it.
Right, Kev, what do you reckon then, mate? Where are you finishing this season?
I'll make a bold claim. If we sign Sancho and a centre back, I reckon we'll be second.
Ooh.
Mate, what?
Who's top?
Dean, you've been sharing that sticky with him or what?
We only seen Fernandes in January, right? And Pogba weren't even playing then. And those two were starting to get an understanding, like, you know.
One player you ever mentioned who's a key part of United, and without him, you wouldn't score any goals because he links everything up, and he's so underrated, and I love him.
Who's that? Phil Jones.
Martial.
Oh, he's a good player. He's
Martial, mate. He links everything together. He links it all up there.
I don't like Martial. I still don't like him.
Woody. Honestly, mate, he does everything. Without him, they can't do it. They can't do it without him.
Mate, I've one game and I watch him and I think, yeah, he's done well there. Not like he's out of this world. He's done well. Scored a couple of good goals. Nothing more than what any other fucking striker would do in the Premiership. And then have another game. He looks like he's playing Sunday League, and I think, who's this guy?
His consistency is better. Over the last 3 or 4 months, his consistency has been really good.
Yeah, he seems to have dropped that. That's up and down performances. Martial over the last after lockdown, I expect he was fucking their main man. Martial was.
Yeah, was brilliant.
He's got more consistent because he used to frustrate me because you knew there. I mean, the goal that he scored against Liverpool. I mean, if you can't go back to the first goal that he scored, you thought, wow, it was like Henry-esque, but. He obviously always wanted to play in the middle, but you couldn't. But, you know, I think, you know, he's got more consistent. I mean, hopefully he'll continue it because obviously, like you say, after lockdown, Rashford's gone under the radar and he weren't really playing that well, Rashford.
Yeah.
But Martial...
Right, Kev, if you don't get it, Sancho, because, I don't know, I might be wrong, I don't think you're going to get him. Yeah. I don't think Dortmund are just saying it for the sake of it. I think they want to keep Sancho and I think they
they've lost a bit of money, haven't they?
If you don't get him, all right, where are you going to finish? I know you're saying second if you do, but if you don't,
if we don't get him, I still think we'll get We'll get someone in because we need a right midfielder.
As it stands, Kev.
As it stands, we don't sign anyone else. I mean, we're fifth.
Fifth?
Yeah.
Sancho,
No.
Sancho and a centre back though, and a centre back.
Yeah.
Who's going to finish top 4 then?
Chelsea.
Man City, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Chelsea, and I don't know about Arsenal.
Yes.
Everton.
Leicester were pretty good today.
Everton, they'll come unstuck.
I didn't think that, Joe. I thought Leicester looked like they was lacking something today.
Yeah, I went watching Leicester today. I thought they were fucking boring, man.
It was a boring match.
But look, I mean, if you can play boring and still win 3-0.
Yeah, true.
Boring. Did you watch Tottenham game?
yeah, we did.
Right, let's make it quick then, right? Paul, next week, away to Wolves.
I think it's going to be 2-1. We don't have new defenders coming in. We have Laporte and Mahrez self-isolating because they were near someone who had coronavirus or something like that. So,
what a load of bother.
But we also have Phil Foden being a naughty boy. So, I don't know if they're going to play Phil Foden. So it's if we sign Koulibaly, he can't play for us. Yeah. So it's going to be John Stones and
Zinchenko.
I love Zinchenko.
I still think like all of our attacking options are still decent. Bernardo Silva is still he got injured in the Nations League or something like that.
I think he's a gem. I think he's a
He
gem.
is. He's
such
mustard.
a good player.
Fucking mustard, that geezer.
Yeah, so underrated.
Well, like the thing is, this season we're going to be
Think of any other
missing one of
defenders.
the best Silvas, and we're going to have another good Silva come in. You know, because
Are you
like
linking any other centre backs, Paul, other than Koulibaly? Because I reckon Napoli might be stringing you along here because your relationship ain't good there, is it? I reckon they might be stringing you along to the end, and then it's going to take fuck off.
Yeah, Maxi isn't the best either, is it?
because we are going through a third party because the last time we tried to deal with them, Chelsea kind of came in for Jorginho.
Who got the better deal with Jorginho?
Oh, no, we got the better deal last time.
I'd say I like Jorginho. I know everyone mugs him off, but I think he's a cracking player.
He's all right under Lampard. Lampard knew how to play him.
I see some good grit, and everyone's saying, "Oh, he looks lost in the midfield," and that. Only because Lampard's not tactically astute yet. He's still learning his game. You
You could walk past it.
You watch Jorginho when he's in there. What he's asking the centre midfielders to do is way too much with too much space on the pitch. Yeah. But he'll learn that as he goes. He will learn.
I've been wanting to ask you about Lampard, Woody, as well. Are you happy with him as manager, or is there what you've got to wait for him?
I said at the beginning of last year, if we bring a load of youngsters through and we finish 10th, I'm happy. I'm fed up with pumping shitloads of money into our academies, seeing these young players go out, do well at other clubs, and then sell them for fucking 8, 9 million.
Lots of money.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about that. Don't do the whole complex and hundreds of millions into your thing if you're not going to even give them a chance. We're in such a lucky time when we got banned because we are such a high pressure team. Like most of the top 6, you have to win every week by any means necessary. Results are what matters, so you have to win. And when you bring a youngster in and he makes a mistake and he costs you a goal, that cunt's straight out of the team again. And that's wrong. That's not the way football should be. You should learn it. You've got to make mistakes. You've got to learn from it. But you're still going to be in a team next week. I'm still going to give you chances. But they just shit themselves now. And I just feared with all these players that we were buying, I actually feared like we're reverting back. Now we can buy players. We're actually going to revert back. Instead of saying, I trust you, bring you into the team, let's see how good you can be. We're now going to go, actually, if you don't play too well, we've got Matey we signed for 50 million. He's going to be in ahead of you. And I just think it sends the wrong message. I think the chemistry of the team might be a little bit off because of that. But I'm hoping he still tries to bring the youngsters through. Billy Gilmore.
One or two, though, would, didn't you?
I mean, Loftus-Cheek, he's not young no more. He's 24. When I watch Loftus-Cheek play, he's strong, he's quick, he's smart, he's skillful. He's got everything. But you can't play 10 games a season because you're always injured. You just can't do that. Not at this level.
Do you think as well, with the money you've spent, I know you're saying about the pressure, you've got to win every game now for these top 6 teams, but I feel like Lampard and Chelsea are under more pressure than the rest of us. Yeah. I know Liverpool have won the league and they've now got to defend it, but I think the money you've spent, man, it puts a big fucking spotlight on Chelsea.
You know what? I don't agree because if you look at the money we have spent, if you divide that over 2 seasons, we're still laughing. Plus, we're still getting money from other players and all that sort of stuff. And we're not really financially down at all. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think Lampard feels that pressure though. I think he's sound. He knows what he's doing.
He looks the part, would he?
I'm honest with you. I don't think it's all. I think 60% of what you're seeing is Jody Morris.
Yeah.
He worked with all them young players for years in the academy. He built them up. His man management is brilliant. Like no one really talks about him that much. He should have gone out on his own and been a number 1. He shouldn't have gone to Derby with Frank because now he's the number 2. He's stuck in that role. He needs to be a number 1 somewhere. He's that good.
Yeah. As well, I think Lampard, he's got a bit of a free hit, I think. I know he's spent a lot of money.
I think he'll do really well. I really do.
I think he's going to be a really good manager.
I think he belongs to it. I think he does.
I don't think you get a free hit at Chelsea. I don't think
he belongs to it. He belongs to it until he loses. And that's the reality of the job he's in. Look at the managers we've had. Ancelotti done a double, got the sacks. Like, he's not going to give a fuck that it's Frank Lampard. He wouldn't even give him an extra 2-year contract. He had to go to Man City and, do you know what I mean? Or fuck off to America and then go. That was bullshit. A club legend. You're going to do that too. Yeah. Fuck Willian. Don't give him a free year. Give it to Frank. Do you know what I mean?
John Terry as well, weren't it? He did it too.
Exactly. So it's obviously like he has that business element is always there with Abramovich. He's not too personal, even though he appreciates what they've done and the servant for the club and all the rest of it. He's always a businessman first.
But this is what I'm saying to you, Wood. And now he's given this geezer fucking millions, more than anyone else. Regardless of the fact he didn't spend any money last year or for the last 2 years, he's now gone here. I have all this money. If he finishes outside that top 4, he's fucking gone, isn't he? 100%. I mean, it might even be worse than that. It might be if he doesn't fucking compete or win the league, he might be gone. He's
it'll be top 4, like you said. If he don't get top 4, 100% he'll sack him.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't, because he's trying to build something. You should give him.
Maybe interested for Chelsea, isn't it? It's going to be very interesting.
Win the league every year. Even City know this. Liverpool know it. Everyone knows this. To win the league consistently, year in, year out, you've got to be something really, really special. And not only that, you've got to bring players in every year that are in that same team ethics and ethos, and they're on your philosophy. They play your way. You know, and sometimes you don't get a player.
I beg to differ. No, we're going to win it again this year without bringing anyone in. You see.
It's going to be easy.
Yeah, I'll run away with it again.
Does he? Abramovich don't see it like that. He's ruthless. If he don't, I think if he doesn't win something, maybe even this year, I think he's out the door.
You know what? I think he could win the FA Cup or whatever, win a cup. But if he's not in the top 4, I think Abramovich will see that as a massive failure.
Yeah, you have to be top.
Not only how much you've spent, it's the quality of individuals you've brought in. And if you can't get them to play for you, there's a problem.
Yeah, but they got to adapt to the Premier League, Wood.
I know, but if you look at Harvard's, right? If you look at his highlight reels and all the rest of things, he's not like that amazing burst of player. You think, oh my, he's just really smart. The things he does are very quick, and he's smart in the brain. Like, he's quick. He's that player that's 2 steps ahead all the time. And we've signed a couple of them. I think Timo's a bit like that as well, where he's thinking way before the ball gets. Look, we've had too many players in the last 3 or 4 years that they think when the ball gets to them.
Yeah. Like a Dennis Bergkamp or a Zidane. They weren't blessed with incredible pace.
But they
were ahead of you upstairs.
Definitely.
Yeah. Where does Hertz play? Is he a striker or is he an attacking?
He normally plays wide and in number 10 roles. He can play up front as well. So he can play like anywhere across the strikers, behind them and up front. So I think that gives us good options, because I actually think he'll use him out wide as well.
I think he can Pulisic as well.
But he started using Mason Mount a lot in that number 10, and he looked really sharp in that number 10 role, if I'm honest with you. So I think with him and someone like Harvez next to him, or them just switching, like, and him going out wide and him coming in, I think we're going to confuse a lot of teams when we play against them. The way we're just moving players around.
I think Pulisic is so good.
Yeah, Pulisic.
Effortless.
He's coming to you now. He's literally like towards like COVID and that. He was just being like, he was doing what Hazard was doing, wasn't he? Just, I don't know, run around 6 players and you'd be like, wow. Like,
mate, you wouldn't have Hazard back now. I wouldn't have him back.
Fuck off.
Fuck, Dean, you'd have him because you're shit, but we...
Hazard on his day, Woody. Come on.
Superb. All right then, boys. Nice one. Now, has anyone else got anything to say?
I was going to say, will we do a quick, what would the top 6 be? I don't know if anyone's done it last week or not. I mean, I watched it, but...
Oh, yeah, go on ahead, bro. Let's see your top 6 then, mate.
All right, go on. I'll do it. I did say Man City, but that's with my head. With my heart, I'm going to say Liverpool top. And I'm going to stick with that now. So I've got Liverpool, City, Man United, Chelsea. No, that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but then I'll go Arsenal, and I'll go Leicester.
Oh, shit, Tottenham are out.
Yeah, I don't think Tottenham will make it.
Tottenham.
As long as Mourinho's there.
Does nobody think that Everton are going to creep into the top 6 then? Or?
No, I think they'll fall away. They'll have a few good games here and there, and then they'll... For me, nah. But then again, I'm a Liverpool fan.
You know what? I'm going to put a bold one out there. I'm going to say Leeds are going to finish 6th.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it's going to be City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and Leeds. If they can score 3 goals against Liverpool in their first game, they're going to score goals against anyone else.
They still let 4 in, and it could have been 7 if we had our finishing boots on.
But if you've got the ability to score goals in a team, you can always get back at people. I know it's a bit like Kevin fucking Keegan. Will score more than you shit, but...
Yeah. You never know who who knows. They play brilliant, and who knows?
Next game's important for them, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Woody, did you give me a score for tomorrow against Brighton? What do you think? I know it's hard to say because you don't know what the starting lineup's going to be.
2-0. I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea. I don't think they'll score Brighton, and I think Timo will score the first one.
Better quality.
Yeah. All right then, boys. Nice one. Good job today, everyone.
Nice one for that. Cheers.
Laters.
Are we
boys.
do this every week? Is everyone happy to do this weekly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sundays is best always for me.
I'll comment on football when I see my team play, like, you know.
This is the thing. I think after today, I think it'll be a bit more streamlined because we had to do introductions and top six.
Yeah.
Like that. Whereas going forward, we'll just be talking about the game our team played. Everyone will chip in, and we'll just move on and we'll do it like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Done. All right then, boys. Nice one.
All right, nice one, lads. Yeah, go on. Till next time.
Woody, don't shave that beard off, please, man.
I'm going to have to.
Fucking why? Just because you said you would. Fuck them. Leave it on. Look at it.
Mate, they're 15 years old. What do you mean, fuck them? I've made them a promise, you cunt.
Oh, is it your team, is it? Your kid?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go into the change room and go, I don't give a fuck what I said to you, lads. You can piss off. I'm keeping it. Nah.
Yeah, there's a lesson there, lads. Fucking
Wait, not only that, I only asked for one of them to get a hat-trick. 4 of them got fucking hat-tricks, mate. So
you have to shave your head as well then for that, mate.
So one of the parents was like, full body wax. I'm like, only if you do it.
Boys, I'm out. I'm going to piss myself.
Later.
See you next week. Yeah. See you later.